Hello and welcome, I'm AmishZed, and thank you so much for checking out this base building and rating guide for the 1.08 patch. We've got a lot to cover, so I want to dive right in, but first, if you enjoy this video, please subscribe here on YouTube, and then follow me over on Twitch for live streams. It really helps me out a lot, and it really helps motivate me to keep making these types of videos. Alright, let's get started. Okay, let's start with how to build a basic fence. Fences can be made out of wood or metal, and have a few attachments that we're going to cover a bit later. You can use fences to form a perimeter wall around your base, or you can use them to board up windows and doors of an existing structure. To make a fence, you'll first need to craft a fence kit using a rope and 2 small sticks. This fence kit is reusable, so you only need to make one, and it'll allow you to select where your fence is going to go. Just put the kit in your hand and look in the bottom left of the screen and follow the prompts to place your fence wherever you please. When placing your fence, keep in mind that your character is standing on the inside of the base. Now you need to set the foundation of your fence. Use an axe or a hatchet to cut down a large tree and get yourself 2 logs. You need to attach these logs to your fence kit, which can be done by dragging and dropping in your inventory, or by looking at the fence kit and pressing left mouse button or right trigger on console. The second method is probably going to be the easiest for console players. Next, you can use the shovel to dig the post that will act as the foundation of the fence. Just look at the fence with the shovel in your hand and follow the prompts to dig the posts. For the next step, you're going to need planks. These can be crafted using a hacksaw on the logs that we harvested earlier from a tree. You just need to make sure that you toggle the second crafting recipe, or you're going to end up with fireplace logs. Alternatively, you can use a hacksaw on a pile of planks and grab some from there. You can find these planks in a lot of industrial areas, but I'd recommend checking out isurvive.com and using the loot filter in the top right to find the plank pile locations. Now we can start building the upper and lower frames for our fence. Each section takes 4 planks and 8 nails. Attach them the same way we attached the logs from earlier. You can use a hatchet or a hammer to construct the frame. Just look at the fence and use the left mouse button or right trigger to toggle which section you want to build. It'll take another 4 planks and 8 nails to build the upper frame. Now to build the walls. These sections will take 5 planks and 10 nails to build. While selecting which section you want to build, you'll have an extra option for a platform, which I'm going to talk about shortly. Do it one more time to build the upper part. Now you've got yourself a basic fence. Alright, now we can talk about fence upgrades. You can add a platform to the inside of your fence, which can be used to defend your base by looking out and shooting over the top of the wall. It's going to take 15 nails and 5 planks to build the platform, and another 8 nails and 4 planks to build a staircase on either side. Next, let's attach some barbed wire to our fence by using a pair of pliers. You can add barbed wire to either the top or the bottom of the fence, which is done a little bit differently this time. Instead of toggling which recipe you're going to craft, you have to make sure that you attach the barbed wire to either the upper or lower slot in the vicinity screen. Put the pliers in your hand and then use the left mouse button or the right trigger on console to attach them. Barbed wire is a great way to defend your base by either cutting or injuring players trying to raid. They can be easily removed though from the outside. All that raiders are going to need is a pair of pliers to remove them. The last upgrade I want to talk about is metal sheeting instead of wood. You can build a metal fence by attaching 3 pieces of sheet metal and 12 nails. Craft it the same way you did the wooden fence. Metal fences are stronger than wooden fences. I'll talk about that a bit more when we get to base rating at the end. Alright, so how do we upgrade our fence into an openable gate? To turn your fence into a gate, you're going to need some wire and a pair of pliers. Once again, attach the wire to the fence and then use the pliers to craft the gate. Now let's talk about code locks. There are 3 and 4 combination code locks. To use them, just put it in your hand and toggle which digit you'll spin by holding the left mouse button or right trigger. Once you've set the code that you want, just drag it and drop it to the appropriate section in the inventory screen. It'll automatically scramble the code for you. To unlock a code, just enter in your code and it will unlock while remaining attached to the gate. Again, just use the vicinity screen, you can remove it from the gate. Okay, now that you understand the basics of how to build a fence, we can begin to work on a watchtower. Watchtowers have 3 walls and an open back and can go up to 3 stories high, creating an excellent sniper's nest. To build a watchtower, you're going to need to use 4 sticks and a rope to craft a watchtower kit. This kit is much like the fence kit and is also reusable. We can place our kit the same way we did before, keeping in mind that the open side of the watchtower will be where our character is standing. We can then attach 4 logs and dig them in using the shovel to craft the first level of the posts. To build the watchtower structure, you'll need to stand on the inside of the tower and face what will become the open backside of the tower. Now we need to build the frames and the walls of the 3 sides of the watchtower. You'll need to attach nails, planks, or sheet metal to whichever wall you want to build. Walk up to the wall you want to build and then press the left mouse button or right trigger to attach them. You can also drag and drop them to the correct fence in the inventory menu. Just like with the fence, each half of the frame will take 8 nails and 4 planks. Each half of the wall will take 10 nails or 5 planks, or if you choose to craft it out of sheet metal, it'll take 12 nails and 3 sheets of metal. Standing on the inside of the tower, walk up to the wall with all the materials attached and follow the prompts to build the frames and the walls. There we go, we got our first floor built. To craft the second floor, attach 20 nails and 10 planks to the part of the watchtower that says base first floor. Sit on the inside and face the open wall and select build roof. Attach 18 nails and 6 planks to build the first set of stairs to the second floor. To start building the second floor, you're going to need to install some more posts. Bring 4 logs up to the second floor and attach them to the second floor of the base. This time, instead of using a shovel to dig the posts, you're going to use a hammer. Repeat the process from earlier to build up all 3 walls and the second floor roof. Before we move on to the third and final floor, I want to show you one more upgrade. You can see that I've left the upper wall on the front side of the second floor open. I want to leave this open as a window so I can spot and shoot approaching enemies from this area. You can give yourself a little bit of extra cover by installing the camo netting, which can be found in military bases. Just drag and drop the netting to the correct wall and you've got some decent cover that you can shoot through. Alright, let's build our third and final floor and our steeped roof. Just lug 4 more logs up to the 3rd floor and attach them to the base 3rd floor. Drag up nails, planks, or sheet metal to build your frames and walls. Once you've built the 3rd floor, you can build a steeped roof using 20 nails, 5 planks, and 6 sheets of metal. Okay, now let's talk about base rating. Believe it or not, I actually filmed and edited this video about a month and a half ago. I was really almost ready to release it when the devs dropped the 1.08 patch, which has some huge changes to base rating. Not that I'm complaining, it's a great patch, I'm very happy with it. You used to be able to base raid by putting a raiding tool in your hand and then interacting with the fence or code lock or whatever you were trying to destroy. It was way too easy to do, and it kind of made base building pointless on vanilla because it was just way too easy for other people to break in. Well, the devs took care of that. Since 1.08, base components have a set HP. You can destroy them by lowering the HP down to 0 with any melee attack, any bullet, or any explosion. Asmondian has a helpful little infographic on his Twitter account that shows how much HP each base component has and how much damage each bullet, melee weapon, and explosive can do. That will give you an estimate of how many resources you're going to need in order to break into a base. For example, I shot just under 300 7.62 by 3.9 bullets into this wooden fence to destroy it. And it took about 388 bullets to destroy a metal version of the same fence. The exact number of bullets is going to vary because it depends on the angle of the impact, how far away you were, all kinds of different factors. Additionally, you can do damage to multiple parts of a fence at the same time. If the bullet penetrates it in the right way, you might damage both the wall and the frame. At the moment, you cannot damage a code lock or the wire, which creates a gate, so the only way to break into a base is by destroying the wall itself and crawling under. They're still releasing hotfixes for the 1.08 patch, so I expect some of these damage values and other things to change over time. I'd follow AmishZed over on Twitter for up-to-date infographics on bullet damage, base HP stats, and a hell of a lot more. He makes really great guides. One more thing to note, driving a car into a fence does not currently do any damage. You can tell that your base has been damaged by looking at the color of the small dot on the UI. To repair your base, just attach planks, metal sheets, and nails, and then interact with the base from the inside to repair. The amount of resources that you're going to need is going to vary based on the HP of the base component. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are asking yourselves, how do I build a base that is secure? Well, I think you have two options there. The first option is to build your base out in the middle of nowhere, like the far west or north of the map, in areas that don't get a lot of foot traffic. The further out of the way it is, the harder it's going to be for raiders to 1, find, and 2, bring raiding supplies to get in. On the other hand though, you could fortify an existing structure by putting fences and gates over the windows and doors. To me, this seems like the best option. Using metal sheets and doubling up on layers of walls is only going to give you extra protection. Well, that's it for this base building guide. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you learned something, please subscribe, follow me over on Twitch, and then also drop AmishZed a follow over on Twitter. Thanks again, buddy, for all your help with this guide. Later, everybody.